When making a business decision, your intuition plays a huge role in making sure that the decision that you're about to make actually moves your business forward. With your intuition being made up of 4 intuitive types, each one of these types does this by sending you one of 2 types of signals. Positive intuitive signals, which are trying to tell you that the business decision you're about to make will move your business forward. Or negative intuitive signals, which are trying to warn you that there's a problem that you have to fix before you go ahead with that decision. These signals are unique to you because the experiences that you've gone through are going to be very different from the experiences that others have gone through. So you and I can be trying to make the exact same decision, but the type of intuitive signals that are being sent to you are going to be completely different from those that are being sent to me, with one entrepreneur sharing a unique intuitive signal of his own whenever he went into business for the wrong reasons.
I can think of 3 situations I was in where it was the wrong situation for me and I needed to get out of it, and I was staying in it for the wrong reasons. Oh, geez, this is, what's going on with my ear? Why is my ear hot all the time? That's my intuition, how it kicks into me and says, hey, wake up, something's not right.
Your positive intuitive signals, which are generally more calming or soothing in nature, are used by each of the 4 types of your intuition to let you know that a business decision that you're about to make is definitely going to move your business forward. When you're about to make a decision, each type will send you one of 2 types of positive intuitive signals. A subtle positive intuitive signal, if that particular intuitive type knows that there are no problems with this business decision from its perspective, and a louder positive intuitive signal confirming that the actions that you've started to take from its perspective will start to move your business forward. Because you never lose the ability to sense what your positive intuitive signals are, one of the first things that we do for those who decide to go through the intuitive branding process is to discover what their subtle and louder positive intuitive signals are, so that every business decision they make has an amazing outcome. Philip McKernan was also able to enjoy an amazing outcome because of the positive intuitive signals his intuition was sending him when thinking about going to visit South America. His intuition sent him a subtle positive intuitive signal urging him to go on this trip. But with him thinking logically that it may not make sense, his intuition sent him a louder positive intuitive signal to get him to pack his bags. Thankfully, he trusted these positive intuitive signals, finally making the decision to go, with the amazing outcome he experienced being meeting his future wife.
One of my close friends at the time, we're in a bar in Ireland, as you tend to be, and she said, I'm going to South America. And I said, oh my God, I've always wanted to go to South America. And she said, well, why don't you come? And I didn't have the money at the time. South America's not going anywhere, Philip. You can go at a different time. You don't have to do it now. And I just said, no, I have to go now. And I remember this was all the logical reasons why I should not go and justifying why I can't go and it's not the right time. And my intuition was screaming. I just decided to make it happen. I borrowed, I begged, I stole, I did whatever I needed to do to go on this trip. And in between her invite and me deciding to go, she invited her sister, who I'd only met a few times. And her sister invited some girl called Pauline, who is now my wife. And I feel that when you just allow yourself to just flow a little bit with that intuition, it'll present things to you that you can't even imagine for yourself.
Your negative intuitive signals, which are generally irritating or bothersome in nature, are used by each of the 4 types of your intuition to let you know that there seems to be a problem with the business decision that you're about to make. And if you are not able to fix this problem, then going ahead with that decision is going to put your business in a really bad situation. When you're about to make a business decision, if one of the types of your intuition senses that there seems to be a problem with that decision from its perspective, it will then send you a subtle negative intuitive signal to let you know that you have to fix whatever problem it has before you're able to move ahead with that decision. If you are able to fix that problem, then that intuitive type will send you a louder, positive intuitive signal telling you that from its perspective, you are now able to move ahead with making that decision. But if you are not able to fix that problem, that same type of intuition will then send you a louder, negative intuitive signal to let you know that from its perspective, you have to back away from making that decision. Because you never lose the ability to sense what your negative intuitive signals are, those going through the intuitive branding process will also discover what their unique, subtle, and louder negative intuitive signals are, so that they avoid the frustration of making any more bad decisions. Vinh Giang went through frustration after being really unhappy with how his life was going, with his intuition sending him a number of subtle negative intuitive signals to get him to make some drastic changes to his life. Unfortunately, Vinh ignored these initial subtle negative intuitive signals to fall back into the same routine, with his intuition sending him even louder negative intuitive signals to warn him that if he didn't make certain changes in his life, his personal and professional life would have been in shambles.
In 2016, that was one of the peaks that I reached in my career as a keynote speaker. It was the most successful I've ever been in my life, yet I felt the worst. I was in such a shit place. I found an Airbnb that had no cell reception, and I decided to go there for 7 days. And what made me go, I feel, was kind of what you described as being that intuition. There was something in me that was telling me something is wrong. And if you keep going down this path, there's nothing good on the other end waiting for you. So to me, it wasn't that voice that guided me. To me, it was the impact of not listening to that voice because I couldn't hear it that led me to leaving. I was so bombarded by noise that I needed to find quiet. So I went away and I did it. And at that point, I realized I'd lost so much of who I was. I became a product of what others expected of me and a product of what others wanted from me. I felt like I've never gave myself permission to be me, to just be. And, so I gave myself that permission, and that led me to wanting to move to America, to pursue a career that I didn't even think about ever pursuing. It's led me to being able to achieve a lot of things for myself, and in the process made me very happy. When I moved to the US, after about 6 months, getting involved in the wrong circles and being influenced by people who really valued material things and became very materialistic, wanted to live in the middle of Los Angeles in a high-rise apartment, paid a stupid amount of money to live there, all these different things. And it took my family, my parents, to come over to say, like, who are you? In the Vietnamese culture, there's a saying, and the saying translates to, if you hang around squid, you'll get ink on you. So my mom said, there's too many squid around you. And this is not my boy. And it was funny because that's what I needed to reflect. And that's when I got rid of the car over here. I bought a van, moved out to the suburbs, lived a simpler life.
Now that you know how the 4 types of your intuition use positive and negative intuitive signals to help you make the right business decision in any situation that you're in, your employees and customers also use these same signals coming from the 4 types of their intuition to sense if you have a brand that can be trusted. If you are not able to recognize any of the signals from the 4 types of your intuition, you then start to make decisions that have your employees and customers losing trust in your brand, with them starting to walk away to spend their time, effort, and money on other brands rather than yours. To prevent this from happening to you, I created a 5-step process called intuitive branding that helps you unlock the power of your intuition by making sure that you recognize all of your intuitive signals, that then allows you to leverage the 4 types of your intuition along with their signals in a number of business areas to make certain decisions that has the intuition of highly talented employees and fiercely loyal customers, creating a sense of trust in your brand. When that happens, your employees start to naturally perform at a high level, with your customers spending even more money on your products and services, even if your prices are higher, which is exactly how you're easily able to accelerate the success of your business, just like it has for the hundreds of entrepreneurs who've accelerated their success after implementing the intuitive branding process in their businesses. To find out what each of these 5 steps are and how they work together to help you create a trusted brand, including testimonials from a number of entrepreneurs who had found incredible success implementing a particular step in their businesses, click here to watch this video.